They need this bishop to stop sitting on its butt and come over here to defend them. Or better yet, find a way to scoot all the way around and sit up here. Yeah. How many moves is that? What's up, guys? Today we are going to be looking at the one, the only, Fabiano Caruana, and just how close he got to the glory he deserved. Taking a look at his first clutch game, in the final game against Pragmananda Rochambeau, Pragmanan Ramesh Babu. Pragmananda Ramesh Babu. Here Fabi is in a must-win situation. He absolutely has to win this game. The score is tied 3-3 in the quarterfinals. If you notice that the pieces are a little differently arranged, it's just because this is the Freestyle Chess Grand Slam in Las Vegas. This is freestyle chess. So, Prague begins with c4. Yes, I can't really see the letters that well, but it's white, so c4. Bobby plays c6. Apparently trying to get his bishop out. That's what I think. Trying to get his bishop out. d4, f5, d3. Normal standard development. Oh, it's not standard. You know why? Because these are bishops being bishops. Now, with d5, apparently Fabi makes this move and the eval bar really likes it or something. Now, according to this, Prague should go ahead and take the d-pawn, which he does. And now, according to this, Fabi should take back with the c-pawn. Right? No. So, with that queen out, it looks like this is a mistake, and it looks like the best option right here is for white to go knight c7. Sorry, my thing's being a little dumb. No. The best move, obviously, is not on here. Best move was f4? No. Okay, this is odd. Stockfish is being a little bit odd, but hey, who cares? Fabi castles, which is confusing, to say the least, but he castles. Prague makes another mistake. e5, refusing to capitalize on that mistake. Stockfish cannot be relied on because he's kind of having a mental breakdown right now. But anyways, Prague castles somehow. Fabi, knight out, pawn forward, and this is a blunder. Why is this a blunder? Well, according to Stockfish, Fabi misses it. Queen f7 was supposed to be the right move, because according to Stockfish, after queen f7, any day now, bud. Any day now. After queen f7, f takes e4. So, queen e7, f takes e4. f4, forking the knights. Knight g, f5. F takes g3. I have to make sure, because I don't want to hang anything. H takes g3. c5. c5. And then bishop g5. And it looks like you've got adequate material for the loss of the knight. But, no. So, And Prague goes ahead and plays after the miss. Prague plays knight takes f5, and e takes f5. Rook takes f5, knight takes, queen takes, bishop takes. Queen back is a mistake. Why? Don't ask me. I'm the last person you should ask. Instead, ask the engine, who says that now e3 does something. Don't even bother asking me what e3 does, because I really don't know. I think it just strengthens the d pawn or something like that. I have no idea. Anyways, Prague moves the bishop back, which I believe is like some kind of good move or something. I don't know. Knight forward, pawn forward, miss, like they're missing everything. King there. King h1. What does that even do? I think, with my grandmaster knowledge, it is relieving the pressure on the g-pawn. Queen here, bishop here, putting 10 tons of pressure on this pawn. Bishop c7. Don't hate that move. e5. Question mark. What? That looks like a natural move. You'd have to give up some material if you want to, you know, get rid of those super powerful pawns. g3, d5, knight d5, f4. Bishop h3, f5. Bishop takes rook. Okay, you gave up a rook for this. You better have something in mind for this. Rook takes bishop, knight back, bishop forward, rook slides to the side, queen forward, bishop back, bishop back, bishop back to b6, attacking the d4 pawn. Whoa. How crazy is that, huh? Attacking the d4 pawn. Well, let's just defend the d4 pawn, right? Let's defend it with the queen. We're getting an attack on there. Excuse me, give me my arrow. We're getting an attack on there. We're defending that pawn. Right? Everything's fine. Knight e6. The idea is you take my knight, I kill you. Prague, being a super grandmaster, does not fall for that, and instead defends his rook like a smart man. So, what happens now? What happens is that Stockfish will kind of get rid of that. No? Stockfish, queen takes f1 is no longer... Anyways, knight takes d4. Knight takes d4. Eliminates that. Because with the king here, the knight was actually in danger. So, knight has to take something. Pawn forward. Queen back. Bishop back. Some odd reason. Bishop back. I don't know. Knight f6. Queen h4 does nothing. Queen d6 does nothing. King h3. I'm questioning that move so much. There's still pieces all over the board. I wouldn't be brave enough to walk my king into a minefield, but Prague was. Fabi goes ahead and plays queen d5 like he knows what he's doing, because he, like, you know, playing queen d5 like he's Fabiano Caruana. Who does he think he is? Fabiano Caruana? Knight f3. Yeah, you saw that. I don't know what Fabi's idea was here. Take the queen, or threaten the queen. Threaten the pawn? I don't know what his idea was. It might have had something to do with this knight cutting off that square. And now this knight cutting off those squares. And then maybe If he could find a way to if he could get his bishop down there. Maybe that was the idea. I don't know. Queen f4 does stuff. Also gives the advantage right back to Fabiano, because why not? Knight g1? Yes. Knight g1. I think that was another idea, but I'm not sure. It seems like a useless check. Also, Prague seems to give a rook for that. Was that the best move, though? Rook takes g1, king h4. Okay, yeah, king h4 exposes the king way too much. You have to give up the rook for that. So now we can clearly see it's, like, not good for Prague. Down material. Down by 4 points of material. Queen g5. What does that do? I feel like it's setting up g4. Maybe king here. Or maybe not king here. Maybe that would die. Maybe moving this pawn would kill you in the first place. No idea. Yeah, if you move that pawn, say goodbye to your bishop. Oh, hello. Don't say goodbye to your bishop. Just say goodbye to your queen. Bishop d4. Yeah, trade material when you're ahead. Avoid trading material when you're behind. Queen f3. Queen f4. Queen takes queen. You know why queen takes queen? Because I feel like you're like... Okay, check it out. If the king goes here... Watch, Stockfish is going to give me the most... Yep. There we go. Your advantage just went up by 4 points. I don't understand how to take advantage of this position. I feel like you would have to go somewhere, like here. I feel like that's the best move. Was that the best move? Was that the best move? Was that seriously the best? I wasn't looking at Stockfish this time, I promise. Okay, no, it doesn't say that's the best move. But I went there. Supposedly, queen takes f6 is the best move, and I would just take back with the bishop. King here, and I would not go queen f1 check, although it says that that's the best move, so I'm going to play it. But anyways, queen f4 to avoid all that from happening. And so we finally have a queen trade. Bishop back, pawn forward, completing this trio of pawns that really aren't so scary anymore when you're up a rook to nothing. It's like, how many pawns does black have? 5? How many pawns does white have? 6? So you're up by 4 points material. So, bishop e3. Threatening to trade bishops. Those bishops are the most miserable bishops on the planet. Pawn to g6. Threatening to break the middle of the pawn chain. Which it does. And now these pawns no longer have an anchor because this little guy over here can't support them at all. They need this bishop to stop sitting on its butt and come over here to defend them. Or better yet, find a way to scoot all the way around and sit up here. Yeah. How many moves is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's assuming Fabi doesn't just sit on his butt and let you do that. So Fabi probably isn't going to sit on his butt and let you do that. Also, your pawn's pretty adequately defended right now, but your bishop's pretty miserable defending that miserable pawn and trying to cope with your miserable existence. So Pragnananda and his miserable existence are trying desperately to hold on to this game because he knows if he loses this game, he will be out of the tournament. So what does he do? He starts chasing bishops with his old man, because, like, he's trying to chase little kids with his old man. Also, I just noticed that they are up in time. It's like they're barely spending any... How much time did they start with? I don't know. They're, like, spending 0. Okay. Finally, the bishop can get out of his miserable position because he's got support. King comes down. More anti-miserable bishop stuff. Shuffle around a little bit. Nothing really adequate happens. The material advantage is down to 2 points. 5 points, 4 points. Okay, there's not really much going on. Oh, except for the fact that both players have like less than 15 seconds left, so it's like really, really stressful. Now that pawn's just gonna start running, and now that bishop has 2 tasks that it needs to take care of. It needs to defend this pawn, and it needs to defend this pawn, which is also defending this pawn. And then these 2 pawns can just run down whenever they want. So I feel it. The rook, and now it's over. And Fabiano Caruana moves on from the quarterfinals to the semifinals to face off against Hans Moke Nyman. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Hans. I'm not a huge fan of Hans Niemann. He's arrogant. I know people say he's nice and all that stuff, but nah. Alright, Hans plays g3, g6. Up until this point, as you can see, they're tied. If Fabi wins this game, he will have a chance to go on and solidify his advantage and make it to the finals. So, after playing a little boring stuff in this position that we don't need to know about, Hans makes the first mistake. Bishop a3. Why is that a mistake? I have no idea. But Fabi plays rook 8, rook e8, seeing, hey, you want to attack me, bishop? You want to attack my rook? I move it. Knight h3. Pawn to d5. Hans makes another mistake. f4. What does Fabi do? e4. Whoa! What? Why is this the way? Because now, this bishop is having a really, really bad day. That's why. Now, because this push is met by that, and then that. Give me my arrow. Because this is met by that, and then by that. Or, if you want to be even more punishing, this and this are met by that, and then by that. Yes! Knight g5 does not push, does not do anything over there. Now, Fabi makes a mistake, but he's Fabi. He makes mistakes. Knight takes pawn? Was that a pawn? No, that was a knight. Knight takes knight, king takes knight, knight to e3. And now you can push this pawn because, you know, you take it. What's this knight going to do? He's going to die? Okay, I don't think you can push that pawn anymore. Bishop e6, and I don't like that. So that completely shuts this. Give me my arrow. That shuts this down. Of course, you do have to move your bishop out at some point, but I would much rather. Look, Stockfish is going to tell me that my idea sucks completely. Yeah, bishop e6 is the best move, but me, not being a grandmaster, being an idiot, would probably try to fianchetto my bishop in order to keep this line open. And then with a person like Hans playing the best move every turn, I'd probably do something stupid like fianchetto. Like fianchetto the bishop. Which, as you can see, does make the position equal and does not kill me outright. but I lose whatever advantage it said that I had. Whoa! Where were we? Okay. Queen b2, knight d7, pawn to d4, pawn to c5, no en passant, no en passant. Now, according to this, it looks like d4 was the best option. d4, and then c takes d4. And that's the best option. Oh, and then c takes d4. And then you've got yourself a nice open line over here. And what am I doing? It's not, white doesn't get 2 turns. What am I doing? Instead, g takes f5. And Fabiano Caruana has to play g takes f5 in order to have a full point advantage. But he does. And has a full point advantage. Bishop d2, d4. Mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. Takes. 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 You die. So that's not what happened. Knight c2, putting more pressure on this so that you don't die. Although, in this position, I don't know, I might sack a bishop for this. It looks really stupid. Sockfish is telling me it's really stupid. And the more I look at this, the more stupid it looks, so I think I'm going to rewind that. Had the right idea. But now, 1, 2, 3. We don't count the king yet, because it's not in the endgame. But 3 of the most powerful pieces are in the back row. 2 of your pieces that are essential to winning this game are in the second rank. And 1 piece is in the third rank. Now, Bobby's in the same situation, kind of. His queen has not seen any daylight. His bishop has not seen any daylight. But his bishop is actually doing something. This bishop is biting on rock. This bishop is biting on even harder rock. This bishop can go here, and then he'll be biting on even harder rock. This bishop is doing something. This bishop is doing something, which is also doing something else. This knight is doing something, and also can do something else at any point in time. Also, this bishop can let the rook do something else at any point in time. This pawn can easily move and let the queen do something. It messed up all my arrows, that's mean. But you get the point. Even though Fabi is basically in the same predicament as Hans, it doesn't mean he's worse. King castles, trying to get his rook to do something, which now it's kind of doing something. Also, this rook can't, that's not really a threat anymore. Pawn takes, queen takes, pawn out, and now we have queen doing something. See? Look at how fast that was. As a matter of fact, I'd probably go ahead and go here, just to make the queen do something else. Rook somehow appears there, after doing nothing for the past 6 years, which, by the way, I bet you is why you know the bishop. Or, sorry, the knight. The knight wasn't doing anything on that square anymore, because now, look, now, the knight's purpose on this square was to guard this, but now it's being guarded by this, so the knight's purpose on that square is irrelevant now. So now let's relocate and strengthen this guy, while also blocking that, while also blocking that, while also blocking that, while also protecting that, while also protecting this square, while also blocking that. This and this are irrelevant. This is probably irrelevant. This is also irrelevant, which I forgot to mark with an arrow. Everything else is important. The bishop wants that square. The bishop wants that square. The bishop wants that square. I'm sure any of Black's army would be happy to take that square. I'm sure this knight would be happy to take that square if this was gone. And thank you for getting rid of all my arrows. That was unnecessary. You get the point again. So with the knight gone, queen there, rook there, because now that queen's gone, rook can infiltrate. Look. There's a point in time where positional advantage gets converted into material advantage. So from the way I see it here, you're about to pick up one of these two things. You choose the pawn. You choose to sack your, well, not sack, what am I talking about? You trade the good rook for the bad rook, but you still have a major positional advantage over the other person. Now you're leading by +3. And now you're leading by +1.8. I watched the eval bar, mid-game, live game, drop like a rock. You were supposed to take advantage of this crushing position, and you were supposed to play knight to d5. The reason being that you tried to defend this pawn. Then I played rook to g8, and you died. If you tried to defend the pawn like this, I played rook to g8. King h1. Knight takes e3. Trade. And now, the finishing touch. Queen to d7. The idea of the queen at e1, you're screwed. You are screwed. Rook g3, and I would trade the rooks, but Starfish over here is telling me to go queen d5? Queen d5, bishop c1, bishop c1, oh, bishop c1, bishop c1, and queen b3, because if you take the queen, you die in a fire. And if you don't take the queen, let's say, well, you're already protecting the rook. You're just not doing a very good job of protecting it. So you go ahead and take the rook. Well, now I take bishop e2, queen h3, queen g3 check, queen takes g3, pawn takes g3, and everybody in the known universe knows how to win a game up 2 pawns. If you don't, you're just a bad chess player. That must mean I'm a bad chess player. Fabi did not find that move. Fabi played queen to c7 and lost a pawn. Hold up. Wait a sec. But knight to d5. You just take the pawn. No. Because rook g8. Check. King h1. Bishop d4. Bishop d4. And it's the same thing. Except now, queen h7 check. Rook g7. Queen h5 check. King g8. And the king hides behind the rook, and there are no more good checks. Bishop e2. Trying. He's trying to get rid of everything. You take the knight. Rook takes e3. Bishop takes b2. Not e3. And now you are winning by a lot. 4 points of material and 1.1 points of positional advantage. Queen takes h6. Bishop to g7. Fabi still has 1 minute on the clock. Why doesn't he spend longer thinking about this? Queen g5. Rook g8. King h1. Bishop back. And you're losing more of your advantage. Why? Why? This is a discovered attack. It's a juvenile discovered attack. King f8. King f8, a5. And now bishop h3. And now knight h7. Don't ask me what the context is behind these moves. Juvenile discovered attack given juvenile response by queen h4. And rook to g6. Bishop b2. Rook h6. What is this? This is 400 elo chess. I attack you. I move. 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 I attack you. And it's a draw. A draw. In a winning position. I won't take too long in this one because I'm running out of time, but in this one, Bobby has one more chance. One more chance. She has to win this one. It is tied up. The position is plus 0.3. Oh, never mind. It's -1. Minus 0.8. Whatever. Hans just simply outplayed Fabiano in this one. He just simply outplayed him. He's up a pawn already. Just outplays Fabi. Now here, Hans did make a mistake. Hans played knight c7. What does this allow, you ask? Great question. It allows bishop takes h5. That's what it allows. G takes h5. Does not take h5. Instead, after... Oh. It looks like instead of rook takes h5, we play Knight d2? Oh, no, you don't play knight d2. Play d4. And I think the idea is just an attack on the king side. But, of course, that's not what happens. Knight a5 is played instead, and it's just... it's just losing. From the very beginning, from the get-go. You can go back and review this yourselves if you want. This is painful to watch. Dang. Why? Why rook takes h4? He found everything. Now these pieces are just dancing all over this position. It is nonsensical. Hans doesn't find all the right moves, but he finds the ones that matter. And it is mate 8, mate 7. And soon, Hans will have checkmated Fabiano Caruana out of the tournament. And that is how Fabiano Caruana came so close to a championship that he was just never destined to make it to.